I'm bad. You've been out all night. Know you've been bad.
Hi, welcome back to the Ascent of Mount Carmel YouTube channel. This is the Catholic Urban Legends Revealed playlist. And within this playlist, we're discussing the testimony of a woman who called herself Sister Charlotte. Sister Charlotte went by the name of Sister Charlotte Wells when she was performing. Promoters of the testimony of Sister Charlotte tell us that her real name was Charlotte Keckler. They've gathered information from the Social Security Index, and they tell us that Sister Charlotte Keckler was born on April 12, 1898. They tell us that she was born in Iowa. Her mother's maiden name was Triggs. She obtained her Social Security card in Florida in 1955. And finally, they tell us that she died in 1983 in Napa, California. I agree with the supporters of Sister Charlotte that this is the same woman who provides the testimony in all the Sister Charlotte tapes that you can find all over the internet. So far, we're all in agreement. I was able to gain a little bit more information on my own. I went to the California Death Index and I found this record that you see. I'm going to post this to my Facebook page, and all the documents that I'm posting in this video will be available. So just go down to the bottom of the notes section below this video and you'll see a link and you can refer to them at your leisure. The California Death Index gives her exact death date, which is September 28, 1983. We also learned that Charlotte Keckler's middle name was Edna. There can be little doubt that this woman who called herself Charlotte Keckler is the same woman as Sister Charlotte, because we can consult the 1974 Napa City Directory, and here we see that her occupation is listed as evangelist. Interestingly, there is no Charlotte Keckler who was born in Iowa in 1898 and whose mother was named Triggs. This is proven through an exhaustive search of the census records of Iowa. Now, before the internet, the trail would have grown cold at this point. Fortunately, however, we have additional tools now at our disposal. So I went to a free database, and please go there yourself so you can see these records for yourself. It's called FamilySearch.org. And son of a gun, I found an entry for Charlotte Keckler. And below that you see some of the census records for her. But please note, the entry for Charlotte Keckler says also known as. It says it's an alternate name. So a little higher up in the page you see her birth name. And the entry says her real name was Rhonda Edna Keckler, female, born on 12 April 1898, the exact same date we've been given for Charlotte Keckler's birth date. And she was born in Iowa, and she died on the exact same date as Charlotte Keckler in the exact same place. So armed with this information, I went to Ancestry.com. I found several different family trees posted by several different people who are from the Keckler family. And they all claim Charlotte Keckler as being the exact same person as Rhonda Edna Keckler. They refer to this person with both names in their family trees. There are several of these. If you have a membership to Ancestry.com, please do check it out. So here we have the information we need to go back and find the real Sister Charlotte through vital records. Charlotte Keckler was born in 1898 to a very Protestant family. We're going to prove just how Protestant they were in future installments of this series. Here's the 1900 census. When Sister Charlotte was 2 years old, her family lived in Doyle, Iowa. Her father was William Keckler, who was 33 years old, and her mother was Cora B. Keckler. Her maiden name was Triggs, and she was 32 years old. Her father, during these years, managed livery stables. Living at home at this time was Sister Charlotte's older brother Clarence, older brother Clinton, her only older sister Liddy, and her older brother Wayne. By 1910, when Sister Charlotte was 12 years old, her family had moved to Wolf River, Kansas. You can see the census record here. By that time, there were new members of the family. There was Bessie Keckler, there was Elva, and then the youngest daughter, Lena.
Where I entered a convent boarding school. I liked about 3 months being 13 years of age, just a little girl.
Based on Sister Charlotte's birth date, she's telling us that she entered a convent in late January of 1911. But how can that be? You see, on June 10th, 1911, in the local paper, the Brown County World, we see a note that Mrs. Rhoda Cackler and her pal Vera Earhart were pedestrians to Pedona, Kansas. Now, to give them credit, this was more than a 20-mile walk, so that's what made it newsworthy. It seems hard to understand how could this be if Miss Cackler, who was Sister Charlotte, was in a convent.
But the day came, possibly I was 14 and a half, when the Mother Superior began telling me about the white veil.
Sister Charlotte would have been 14 and a half years of age in late October of 1912.
After taking the white veil, things are beautiful. I'm 16 and a half years of age. Everyone's good to me.
Sister Charlotte would have been 16 and a half years old in October of 1914. But how could that be? If Sister Charlotte was in a convent in October of 1914, why would she have gotten a job as a Christmas clerk at the racket store in December of 1916? In 1916, at least, it looks like Sister Charlotte had a taste of honest work. Evidently, she didn't like it.
And I didn't find that out until I'd taken my white veil. And so on this particular morning, I'm 21 years of age. But 60 days previous to my being 21 years of age, I'm going to sign some papers that they placed in front of me.
Sister Charlotte told us that in 1919 she was in a convent. Yet, in 1920, the census shows that her family had moved to Hiawatha, Kansas, which was still in Brown County. The census shows that she's living with her parents.
I spent 22 years there. I did everything there was to do to get out. I've carried tablespoons with me into the dungeons and tried to dig down into that dirt because there's no floors in those places.
Sister Charlotte said that she was locked in a convent for 22 years. That means she would have been locked in there until about 1935. The state of Kansas conducted its own census in 1925. The census shows Sister Charlotte is still living with her parents, and the only other sibling is Chester Cackler, who was 8 years her junior. The 1920 census had shown that Sister Charlotte had been working in a hospital as a servant, presumably as an orderly. However, by 1925, the census shows that she's actually a nurse. That she was a nurse is just about the only truthful thing that she said in any of her testimony. However, it seems that she earned her degree or certification while she was allegedly locked up in a convent. Thank you for watching this video. In the next one, we're going to look at that photo that's being purported as a photo of Sister Charlotte in a nun's habit. And then we're going to continue this series. I haven't given all the evidence why Rhoda Edna Cackler is the same as Sister Charlotte. We're going to continue with this series, totally debunk it. I think it's already totally debunked, but we're going to provide further information. But in the meantime, please pray for the church. Please pray for the repose of Sister Charlotte's soul.